The Lord God took some soil from the ground and formed a man out of it. He breathed life-giving breath into his nostrils, and the man began to live. Then the Lord planted a garden in Eden in the east, and there he put the man he had formed. The Garden of Eden. Then the Lord God placed the man in the Garden of Eden to cultivate it and guard it. He said to him, "You may eat the fruit of any tree in the garden, except the tree that gives knowledge of what is good and what is bad. You must not eat the fruit of that tree. If you do, you will die the same day." Then the Lord God made the man fall into a deep sleep.
Look at your eyes, look at your eyes, not around the eyes, not the eyes. You're under.
And while he was sleeping, he took out one of the man's ribs and closed up the flesh. He formed a woman out of the ribs and brought her to him. Then the man said, "At last, here is one of my own kind, bone taken from my bone and flesh from my flesh. Woman is her name, because she was taken out of man." The man and woman were both naked, but they were not embarrassed. Now the snake was... Now the snake was the most cunning animal that the Lord God had made. The snake asked the woman, "Did God really tell you not to eat fruit from any tree in the garden?"
Did God really tell you not to eat fruit?
"We may eat the fruit of any tree in the garden," the woman answered, "except the tree in the middle of it. God told us not to eat the fruit of that tree, or even touch it. If we do, we will die." The snake replied,
You can eat that fruit, you won't die, it's delicious.
The woman saw how beautiful the tree was and how good its fruit would be to eat, and she thought how wonderful it would be to become wise, so she took some of the fruit and ate it. Then she gave some to her husband, and he also ate it. As soon as they had eaten it, they were given understanding and realised that they were naked. That evening, they heard the Lord God walking in the garden. And they hid from him among the trees. But the Lord God called out to the man,
People! Children with no names yet!
He answered, "I heard you in the garden. I was afraid and hid from you."
I was afraid you'd see me naked.
"Who told you that you were naked?" God asked.
Who told you you were naked?
Did you eat the fruit I told you not to eat?
Did you eat the fruit from that tree?
No, she gave me it.
That is outrageous!
The woman replied, "The snake tricked me into eating it." Then the Lord God said to the snake, "You will be punished for this.
Get down and give me 50!
From now on you must crawl on your belly and you'll have to eat dust as long as you live." He said to the woman, "I will increase your trouble in pregnancy and your pain in giving birth. In spite of this, you will still have desire for your husband, yet you will subject to him." And he said to the man, "You listened to your wife and ate the fruit which I told you not to eat. Because of what you have done, the ground will be under a curse. You'll have to work hard all your life to make it produce enough fruit for you. It will produce weeds and thorns, and you will have to eat wild plants. You'll have to work hard and sweat to make the soil produce anything until you go back to the soil from which you were formed. You were made from soil and will become soil again." Adam named his wife Eve because she was the mother of all human beings. And the Lord God made clothes out of animal skins for Adam and his wife, and he clothed them.
Put it away!
Then the Lord God said, "Now the man has become like one of us and has knowledge of what is good and what is bad. He must not be allowed to take fruit from the tree that gives life, eat it and live forever." So the Lord God sent him out of the Garden of Eden and made him cultivate the soil from which he had been formed.
Take your clothes!
Then at the east side of the garden, he put living creatures and a flaming sword which turned in all directions. This was to keep anyone from coming near the tree that gives life. Oh.